All right. So you have, then after Einstein, who is the big one?
The big one after that was people developing instruments to look at the radiation from the cosmic creation event.
Why?
Well, if the universe is expanding from a space-time beginning, that means it's going to get colder and colder as it gets older and older. And therefore, they actually should be able to detect this radiation from the creation event itself. However, the universe is so old, they realize it's going to be very feeble. So it took sophisticated technology to even detect that radiation.
So it was COBE 1 and COBE 2, wasn't it? The satellite that you took pictures of the background radiation of the universe?
Well, we actually had measurements of that temperature earlier than that, Penzias and Wilson. COBE showed us for the first time when the universe began to separate from cold spots and hot spots. And then we actually have the Sloan Digital Sky Survey that shows that the clusters of galaxies we see correspond to the hot spots in the cosmic background radiation and the voids to the cold spots.
By the way, isn't it biblical that the fact is that the universe is going to get colder and colder?
It is. I mean, the Bible tells us that the universe expands from a space-time beginning under constant laws of physics, where one of those laws is a pervasive law of decay. And it's that second law of thermodynamics that tells us the universe must get colder and colder in a highly predictable way. And we now actually have measurements of the past temperature of the universe that perfectly fit the biblically predicted cooling curve of the universe once we know the age of the universe.
What has been the topper in the last, say, 5 years that keeps on adding evidence to the fact that this took place, you can't get away from it?
Well, probably the most persuasive has been this cooling curve that they've been able to measure.
And they've actually charted it out.
They've actually charted it out. And the other thing is very...
What did they find in the chart?
Well, they were actually able to measure the temperature, the radiation of the cosmic creation event at different look-back times in cosmic history. And today there's 14 separate measurements of the temperature of the universe throughout the history of the universe, and the measurements actually fit what you would predict from the Bible.